Ex-homeless people? What happened? 3 years ago, I was sleeping behind a McDonald's in Denver with nothing but a torn sleeping bag and a backpack full of wet clothes. Had been on the streets for 8 months after losing my apartment when chronic back pain from a construction accident left me unable to work. Every morning at exactly 5 a.m., this McDonald's manager would come out to unlock the back door. I'd scramble to pack up my cardboard mattress and sleeping bag before he spotted me, shoving everything behind the dumpster. His name was Carl. Big guy, probably 50, always wore the same faded red polo shirt and carried this massive ring of keys. He'd glance at me but never said anything, just unlocked that heavy metal door and disappeared inside. This routine went on for 3 weeks. Me hiding like a criminal, him pretending not to notice the obvious homeless guy camping behind his restaurant. I figured he was just being polite, letting me sleep there without calling the cops like most managers would. Then one freezing Tuesday morning in November, when the temperature had dropped to like 15 degrees, Carl came out carrying 2 steaming cups of coffee and a grease-stained paper bag. "You want some breakfast?" he asked, setting everything down next to my makeshift bed. I was so hungry I almost started crying right there. Inside that bag were 2 egg McMuffins, hash browns that were still warm, and 2 apple pies. The coffee was hot and had real cream in it, not that powdered stuff. "Thank you so much," I said, trying not to wolf down the food like an animal. "I'll pack up and move along after I eat this." Carl shook his head and sat down on an overturned milk crate. "You don't have to move anywhere. Just wondering though, what kind of work did you used to do before all this?" I told him everything. 15 years operating heavy machinery on construction sites, how my back gave out after falling off scaffolding, how workers' compensation got cut off after 6 months, how medical bills and physical therapy ate through every penny of my savings. "Can you still lift things? Maybe not heavy construction stuff, but like boxes of supplies and food shipments?" I nodded eagerly. My back was messed up, sure, but I wasn't completely useless. I could still work. "We get delivery trucks every morning at 4:30. Need someone to help unload them and organize everything in storage. It's only 4 hours of work, but it's minimum wage, and I can pay you cash daily." I started that Thursday morning, 4 o'clock sharp, helping Carl and his delivery drivers unload massive trucks full of food supplies, moving boxes of frozen fries, restocking napkins and straws, organizing thousands of cups and lids in the storage room. My back screamed in protest that first week, but I gritted my teeth and powered through every shift. Carl paid me $43 every single day, cash money, no questions asked about social security numbers or tax forms. After 2 weeks of proving myself, he offered me additional hours during the lunch rush, cleaning tables, emptying overflowing trash cans, helping in the kitchen when they got swamped with orders. "You show up on time and work hard," he said. "Most people can't even manage that basic requirement." The other employees were surprisingly cool about my situation. They knew I was homeless but never made me feel weird or unwelcome. Maria, who worked the morning register, would save me extra food at closing time. Kevin, the night cook, let me use the employee bathroom to wash up and shave. 3 months into this arrangement, Carl pulled me aside after my shift. His expression was serious and I thought I was about to get fired. "Corporate's cracking down on background checks for everyone. I can't keep paying you under the table anymore without getting both of us in trouble." My heart completely sank. I thought this was it, back to sleeping behind dumpsters and begging for change. But he continued with a slight smile. "I talked to my district manager about your situation. If you want it, there's an official full-time position opening up next week. Real paycheck, health benefits, employee discounts, the whole deal." That night, I filled out more paperwork than I'd seen in 2 years. Job application, tax forms, direct deposit information, first official employment documents I'd touched since my accident. 2 weeks later, I was a legitimate McDonald's crew member, 32 hours guaranteed every week at $12.50 an hour. Not exactly a fortune, but enough to rent a small room in a boarding house downtown. The first night sleeping in an actual bed with clean sheets, I called Carl to thank him for changing my life. "You earned every bit of it," he said. "I just gave you the chance to show what you were capable of." 6 months after that, I got promoted to shift supervisor, then assistant manager. Carl taught me scheduling, inventory management, all the business operations I never knew existed. Last month, I signed a lease on my own studio apartment. Nothing fancy, but it's got a real kitchen, a couch I bought myself, and a TV that gets more than 3 channels. Yesterday morning, I found a homeless guy sleeping in the exact same spot behind our store where I used to be. I brought him coffee and breakfast, then asked what kind of work he used to do. His name's Austin, and he starts Monday at 4:30 sharp.